So I've just watched and reacted to episode 20 of Word of Honor. Uh, More into the deep backstory, particularly we got more into Wen Kexing and saw more of baby Wen Kexing, and this is when Zhou Zishu realizes who Wen Kexing was and their connection in their childhood history. Um, we get two hugs. Yay! One that I have pictured here. The um, when he really was, he kind of brought it up to him, and when Kajing kind of leaned into this hug, for he's like, oh, affection, yay! Wait, what? You're talking about me as who? I think a lot of the conflict for Wen Kexing in this episode is, even though Zosa Shu is, and we're seeing a lot of his history, Wen Kexing is not fully accepting of his identity in the past. I mean, it has a lot to do with, him becoming a member of the Ghost Valley. It's probably some of the effects of the Mopotong, the what they translated as the water of Lethe, and which I don't know if that's the best translation. Sometimes they do these translations that refer to like random Greek mythology, which people sort of know about, but wouldn't exactly know those terms. They did it in like the Untamed and stuff like that too, when actually just giving us the name of it in Chinese, or and a little, and when the characters have a little explanation of what it does, it's probably enough. Either way, to fully understand it, you'd have to research. So I don't exactly agree with that being the best translation. And yeah, I think a lot of this is just Wen Kexing, the sort of psychological dissonance that happens because now a part of himself that he gave up, he really saw that Zhenyan as dying, and him becoming Wen Kexing as an identity that he created for himself, and I think it's part of the being affected by the water and how that hit a lot of his memories, but then it's already something that he's worked a lot through. Like, he's been constantly overcoming some of that in his life, so he has some sort of way that he deals with it, and I think he deals with it by the whole running off on his own and just going somewhere to be deep in his feelings, which is a really healthy way to deal, I think, with the psychological traumas that he's facing. But now we all know a little bit more of what hurt our lovely boy and why he's gets to be sexy ghost chief. Yay. Also, the bit of there was a small bit with Zhao Jing and Shear that kind of more in the saga of Zhao Jing's psychological manipulation and gaslighting of his perfectly cultivated psycho son that he uses to kill people. Yeah, it was kind of the moment of, like, he's giving him, it's one of those, it's the positive spin, like he had to mix up the giving him praise and kind of like feeding him the candy and then taking it away at another moment. And then this is so much so that even Xiar himself had said, well, I know I'm not really good enough to even be brought into the light. He even used his father's rhetoric, talking about himself, which just shows you how deep he has been and manipulated. He was trying to, in that positive moment, vie for more from Zhao Jing. I don't know why my voice is so a little rough today, but actually it didn't really work, and he just kind of agreed at that point to what he's been told. That he needs to remain a secret. Daddy's secret killer. And then, given someone else, and here's somebody else, you can go. Murder for me. Which generally just makes Scorpion happy. Just that's just so fascinating, and how well they showed that. Just lovely, deep characters that have real traumas and relationships that made it rough for them and made them who they are. And also we get to see Zhou Shushu being so happy about the potential for the Four Seasons legacy not to be lost. However, he was being both compassionate. Obviously, this scene with the hug is beautiful because it really is Zhou Shushu's compassion towards Wen Kexing, and his quick understanding of where his soulmate is at in these situations. But then later he did get a little bit too kind of like happy for himself. It was almost a little bit selfish the way he was immediate, like, yep, you're my junior, and now I have my disciple, and now my sect isn't doomed, even though I'm gonna die. And it's kind of like, you're basically saying a bunch of things that is just gonna hurt him. It's just hurting Wen Kexing more at that moment. And then he handled it by taking himself out of it so he could be with his feelings. And Zhou Shushu was also very respectful of that situation at that moment, saying, let him go and he'll come back when he's ready, because he knows Wen Kexing isn't gonna run away too far, that he's always gonna stalk him again later. Also, we kind of walked away from Ye Bai, and Ye Bai just kind of is gonna probably go off and do his own things too. So, I do love the arc of episodes coming up. Just the kind of closeness and understanding and stuff that these characters develop is really beautiful, and can't wait to share more with you guys. So if you want to watch the full reaction, you can follow the link below, and I hope that even in the face of gaslighting parents and childhood traumas, we all continue to love yourself. Thank you.